Hello there, my name is Randy Helm, and today's topic is on budgeting. Many of you are familiar with this concept. You've been told many times to make a personal budget to help you manage your expenses at home. We are going to discuss budgets for your business. What is it? Why do it? And what if your business is not tracking to your budget? We will tackle these questions and more. So if you're ready, let's begin. First question, what is it? Well, really, it's putting on paper, electronically or real paper, where you expect or hope to be in a year. At a minimum, you should be budgeting the income statement for the next full year. As you practice doing this process over a few years and you get better at it, start to budget the balance sheet as well. You will need your accountant for this, and that's perfectly fine. They are good at these sort of calculations. As you assemble a budget, document the major changes in operations or marketing that you plan to work on during the year. And put some optimism into your budget, but be realistic. Keep in mind that inflation is usually around 3%, plus or minus. Are you growing the top line and the bottom line by more than this? If not, you might need to rethink this budget. This level of growth is way too safe. Do not plan for mediocrity. Plan for a measured level of success. Then work the plan. Strive to make your budget. So why do it? I learned this saying a long time ago. Failure to plan is planning to fail. Don't let this be you. You can use the budget to make a plan to reach a certain profit level for your business. You can make a plan for changes that will be needed, such as increased headcount, increased inventory, or increased physical space in your warehouse. You can use the budgeting process to help make a plan for certain cash distributions to the owners. Many companies use the budget to help determine an appropriate level of bonuses for the staff. They use the budgeted net income as the minimum threshold before bonuses can be paid out. You can use the budget to help plan for debt repayment or for taking on new debt, such as a line of credit or a term debt, say a 3 to 5 year note with your bank. If your business has definite busy seasons, such as during the summer, you should have this reflected in your budget. Do not just plan on a straight line budget where each month is the same. Your budget should reflect the seasonality of your business. So how detailed should the budget be? Well, of course, you need to budget your top line, the revenue. Then you should budget the cost of goods sold or the direct costs. Now, if this has multiple parts to it, you can lump them together and treat it as one. If you have a couple of major important segments, perhaps you should do those separately and then lump together the other stuff. For everything else, the stuff between the gross profit and the income before taxes, you need to figure out what sections are worthy to budget. Most likely, you'd want to budget your rent and building expenses. A lot of that is going to be fixed costs. You would also want to budget your labor. Some of that might be fixed, some of that might be variable cost. Should you split them out or just leave them as one group of labor? There's probably other stuff you can lump together as well. Many companies try to budget at too fine of a level of detail. You need to have a good balance between detail, accuracy, and usefulness. And I've found that the more detailed the budget is, usually the less accurate it is and the less useful it is. So I would discourage a very detailed budget. Instead, I would try to get the major segments that you're concerned with and that are predictable and kind of lump everything else together. So how long should it take to put together a budget? I've seen some companies spend way too much time on this, a couple of months every year. On the other end of the spectrum, you have some companies that put together a budget in about 10 minutes, and I don't think that's nearly enough either. I think that small companies should put some serious thought into it for maybe a week or so, put it aside for a few days, and then revisit it to make sure that there aren't any changes that have come up. So, how often should you do it? Well, start with once a year. Start doing it near the end of your year, but for the next year. Review your progress at least quarterly, if not monthly. So, who should be involved with this? Well, it depends. How many decision makers are there at your company? Perhaps you involve one or two of your senior staff members. If you have a small company, perhaps you are the only one involved. But I would suggest that you bounce some ideas off of someone that you trust for good guidance. Perhaps your accountant or an industry expert. Someone that will try to poke some holes into this to make sure that it's pretty solid. So what if your actuals are not tracking well with your budget? Often people see budgets as being outdated as soon as they are produced. Sometimes they are, sometimes they are not. When you start to see large variances between the budget and the actual performances, you need to ask yourself if maybe the budget wasn't done very well or thoroughly thought out. Could it be that you're just inexperienced at making budgets? Because if so, you just need more practice and you will get better at this over time. Assuming that you were seasoned at this, was there a significant change in the market that took place? If so, this could cause major shifts in the performance. Just try to think of all the people in 2020 who missed their target numbers that year. If the budget to actual variance is pretty large, you may need to do a mid-year reforecast to estimate where you are heading so that you can better align your expectations. What if you have an opportunity come up that was not budgeted? Well, I will start my response by asking some questions. Is this an opportunity that could wait till the next budget cycle? If so, you might want to consider that an option. Does this opportunity make good economic sense? Does it have high positive net cash flows? Does it have a good return on investments? What are the risks associated with this opportunity? How long will it take to have a payback? The budget should not stifle your growth. It should help you plan for the growth. But if a new awesome opportunity does pop up, you may need to jump on it, regardless of if it was in the budget or not. Just know that when you review your actuals to the budget later in the year, this opportunity will create a variance. Hopefully a positive variance, but a variance. The budgeting process helps you to start looking at your business as to what you can do in the future, not just the next week or the next month. This is quadrant 2 activity. If you research time management quadrants, you will see images like this. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Quadrant 1 is urgent and important stuff. Some refer to this as fighting fires. It could be a crisis that popped up, deadlines, meetings, etc. Quadrant 2 is not that urgent, but it is important. This is planning, creating strategies, relationship building, personal development. Quadrant 3 is stuff that is urgent, but not that important. This could be interruptions from people at your door, phones ringing, the mail, things like that. Quadrant 4 is not urgent and not important. You should not be spending any time here. This is time wasters. Trivias, games, TV shows. Budgeting is a quadrant 2 activity. The budget process puts you in the mindset of linking different costs or investments with the intended outcomes and results. Take time to understand your business more. The process is as important as the numbers you land on. You get out of it what you put into it, to a point. And keep in mind that the budget is just a tool. It should not be used to limit your growth opportunities. In future videos, we will look at some common ways to produce a budget, so please stay tuned. This has been Managing Your Business by the Numbers. My name is Randy Helm. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to look for new videos from me soon. If you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any new material. Also, please leave a comment down below if there is a topic you would like me to cover. Until next time, have a good day.